Hey y'all, my name's Serena McArthur and I'll be your guide for our virtual tour today. Follow me. Right when you walk into the tower, you're going to be greeted with our security team. They are constantly patrolling campus 24 hours a day, from walking us to our cars across the street to being on campus in their security vehicles. They're really awesome, wishing you good luck during tests week, and are a great resource for you to have whenever you're here at SCO. Right when you walk into SCO, you're greeted with our mailing system. It kind of operates like a USPS. If you want to have Amazon packages, study gifts from your mom, whatever that looks like for you sent here, you can have it sent to the school instead of having it sent to your apartment back at home. You're on campus quite a bit anyway. It's kind of nice just to have all of your stuff sent here so you can pick it up and take it home at your leisure. This building is 11 floors of optometric glory, as I like to call it. Each floor is geared in a different way to pursuing our optometric education. Here on the 11th floor, we have our academic affairs, student services, as well as the president's office behind me. As a student coming to tour at SCO, you won't spend a whole ton of time here on the 11th floor, but it is available for you to chat with admissions or academic services in whatever ways that you need. So here on the 10th floor, we're in front of our Hayes Center. On this floor, in this department, they do a lot of great work to ensure that we have a job after we've committed 4 years of our life to higher education and optometric education. So they are in the insides, making sure we have LinkedIn's available. We're reviewing our resumes and our CVs, doing mock interviews, connecting us with alumni who own practices or have different job opportunities for us to make sure when we graduate, there's a place for us to go. And not only a place for us to go, but a place that we want to go and we want to have a career. So they're really awesome once you hit your 3rd and 4th years to make sure that you have those opportunities. As we walk down this way on the 10th floor, we have a map here that represents our externship sites. So in your 4th year of optometry school, specifically at SCO, we have 3 rotational sites that we go to, each for 4 months. One being an institutional site, whether that be a VA or a hospital or a community health center. One being a private practice, and the other being your in-house rotation here at SCO for the spring, summer, and fall. So this is our map that shows all the different options that you can take, from Alaska to New Hampshire to California to Rhode Island. The world is kind of yours in that regard. So I just got back from my externship sites, one being an institutional again, a VA in North Chicago, Illinois, which I absolutely loved, and that site actually fueled my passion to pursue a residency. And then my second site was in Denver, Colorado, 2 places I had never been before leaving SCO. I am originally from Dallas, Texas, so I decided to do my externs in completely new places, and I don't regret that for a second. At SCO, you do have a priority for your home state. So if you have housing or family or different situations where it would be more beneficial for you to be in the state that you came from before you were at SCO, then you do have priority for those options. But otherwise, we pick our externship sites on a GPA scale and then a home state priority scale. But a lot of the time, a lot of students do get the sites that they desire, and because these sites are so highly vetted, wherever you go, you're gonna have an awesome experience. So definitely something to look forward to whenever you start your optometric career here. As we continue right next to this map, I kind of mentioned residency. I'm also pursuing a residency. If you don't know, optometry students aren't required to do a residency. It's completely voluntary. About 1/3 of students within optometric facilities do tend to pursue residency. It's just another great resource to really hone in on your skills if you're interested in a specific sector of optometry, whether that's pediatrics, vision therapy, ocular disease, which is what I'm doing mine in, contact lens, low vision, primary care. The world's really yours in that regard. So tons of different options. SCO is also one of the institutions that has the most residency spots available in tons of different sectors. So not only here at the school in Memphis, but they have a lot of satellite clinics in different states that are associated with SCO that you can pursue residency as well. So definitely take a look into residency as a potential post-grad option for you. It's only a year commitment, and you will likely come out of that experience feeling really confident in your skills and what you're able to do when you get into private practice or wherever the world takes you after residency. Lastly, on the 10th floor, we have our financial aid office. They are fully equipped to give you all the resources you need to make sure financing your education here at SCO is a viable option for you. Here on the 7th floor, we have our ophthalmic optics lab. So what you learn in ophthalmic optics lecture, you'll be able to apply here in the lab. We have lensometers all on the tables that teach us how to read glasses. You use these machines to get the prescription that's already in the glasses. We also learn what frames and lenses are made out of, what coatings are, anti-reflective coatings, blue light blocking lenses, why lenses even work, how they bend light in order to focus that light either in front of the eye, behind the eye, so that we can see clearly. All the ins and outs of what glasses are and how they work are used and learned in this laboratory. You do this lab and learn this lecture in the first and second year of your didactic courses, and again come to this lab in order to play with a lot of glasses that aren't true patients' prescriptions so that you can mark them up and figure out how they work as a class. Also on the 7th floor, we have our binocular vision, low vision, vision therapy, and pediatrics labs. Again, what you're learning in the classroom and lecture is directly applied here in the labs. You work alongside your classmates, lab groups that change out every semester, so you're able to work with different people who probably have some of those issues that you're learning about in lecture and applying here at lab, and being able to see firsthand what it's going to look like for you in clinic to work with actual patients. Lastly, on the 7th floor, we have our contact lens lab. You take 2 semesters of contact lens lecture as well as 2 semesters of a contact lens lab that is done here in this space. You will be surprised how many of your students have never put a contact lens on their eye or don't even wear glasses, versus people like me have worn contact lenses since they were 12. So in this lab, you will learn INR, insertion and removal, of how to put it on not only yourself, but on your classmates, some who do it effortlessly and some who struggle a little bit. Soft contact lenses, harder RGPs and sclerals, all the things that you'll need to know regarding contact lenses. It's a big industry in optometry, so it's imperative to know the ins and outs of what it looks like to buy, order, and apply contact lenses for your patients. The 5th floor is home to our library. The library services is where you're going to sign up for any study rooms that you want to use throughout the building, as well as on the 5th floor in the back of the library. We also have different areas where you can check out anatomy structures to study for your anatomy labs and lectures. You can get lenses that help you practice your retinoscopy skills, and any books that you want to check out. Your professors are really great about sending you the material digitally that they want you to know for your lectures, so specific books for classes isn't typically the norm, but if you ever want to check out a book or scan pages and have them sent to your email for whatever reason you like, you can do that here at the library too. There are tons of different methods to study, from cubicles to long tables to study rooms here, that a lot of students like to take advantage of. Let's go take a peek. One of my favorite parts about the library is the SCO Spotlight section. Here we have different documents, profiles, and articles about our current SCO staff who have done amazing work within the optometric field. One of my favorites is this one here of Dr. Schnell and Dr. Taub, who have written not one, but multiple books along pediatrics, vision therapy, and a lot of binocular vision disorders. And all of that is showcased here. So we're able to see the different ways that our current faculty is making a difference here in the optometry realm. Here on the 4th floor, we have our cafeteria and dining area. So students are able to come along with faculty and sit at any of these areas. We have in-house dining available for purchase if you choose not to bring your lunch, but an excess of different refrigerators and freezers for you to bring your lunch and house here as well. Over here to the right, we have some study rooms, kind of in conjunction with the library services that you're able to reserve. So even if you don't want a specifically quiet area like the library, you can come to this floor and get a little bit more community in one of the study rooms as displayed here. Off to the side of the cafeteria is a crowd favorite, our booth section. So it's still a more talkative, common area, but also a great place to study if you want to veer off from eating and just have a place where you're still able to see people, but get some work done in between classes, before and after labs, whatever suits your favor. Behind me here is our East-West classroom. It used to be our official classroom, but now we have our North-South, which we'll go see in a second. Currently, we have different club meetings, virtual interviews, and guest speakers that will come in here and do that on the day-to-day. Speaking of student organizations, we have many to choose from, whether it's intramurals to focusing on private practice to really honing in your skills in ocular disease. There's something for you that you can take outside of a lecture and lab setting and focus more with your classmates and other people who are interested in those things on a more personal level in this room. Walking out of East-West, we have the corridor that leads from the tower where we're taking our courses and our labs into the eye center where we're going to be seeing patients. It's so nice to have the eye center attached to the tower, a direct connection to the clinic versus having to drive off campus or go a different destination in order to get there. So here we are at the Atrium. It's definitely a favorite here at SCO. It's bright, there's lots of colors. Students love to come sit and hang out with their other classmates, study a little bit, eat lunch, whatever they want to do in between classes, labs, or even before clinic. It's a nice open space. We also have our organizational fair here where we learn about all the different organizations that we can be a part of here on campus. You usually do that with your big sibling that you get during your first year. It's kind of like a big little mentor-mentee situation where there's a second year that's assigned to a first year that helps mentor you and pour into you as you're going through a new kind of more rigorous program, and they kind of guide you through what they did, what mistakes they've made, so that you don't make those same mistakes and have a shoulder to lean on as you go through your time here at SCO. So here we're in our North-South classroom. This is the classroom that students first and second year are going to be spending a lot of time in. From East-West, we upgraded those swivel chairs into individual chairs that aren't connected. So many more outlets than we saw previously in East-West. We also have these microphones. So even if you're in the back of the classroom and you have a question, you press the button on these microphones and they're able to pick up on all the audio throughout this room in order for the professor to hear your question and respond to you. What's great about these is that it's also connected to our video streaming service called Panopto. So if you are at a conference or sick and need to take the day off, whatever reason you can't be in class for the day, you still have a service where we stream all of our lectures and you can rewatch them at 2x speed, maybe slow it down a little bit if your professor likes to talk a little quickly, and have that resource available for you so you don't miss out on that information that you would have gotten if you were here in class. And these microphones pick up on those voices and those noises. So if someone asks a question in class, you can still hear it on the video that you would have whenever you're rewatching. In your first year, your lectures will be in the morning from about 8 to 12, and then you'll have a lunch period and your labs will be in the afternoon. The same but flipped happens for your second year, where you'll have your labs in the morning and your lectures in the afternoon. This building and this room splits into two halves, the north section and the south section. So one half can house the entire class of 1 year. It's typically about 130 to 140 students per class size, and the student to faculty ratio is typically 9 to 1 on a didactic level and 4 to 1 on a clinic level. An awesome program that we have here at SCO are called note takers. So for every lecture that we have, you can elect one of your classmates who traditionally makes really pretty notes and study guides to be the note taker for that class. Everybody will submit They're anonymous notes, or those who would like to participate, and a note taker is picked for that class. The other classmates will pay about $10 to $20 per class, depending on which class they want and how many credit hours it is, to that note taker, and that note taker will distribute their notes to the class. If you already know you're going to make really nice notes for yourself because it helps enhance your learning, it's a great opportunity to make some extra cash on the side while you're here in optometry school without the extra effort. Awesome work study programs in conjunction include the library services. You can work at the front desk at the library. You can work as a lab TA teaching the first and second years their clinical skills. You can be a tutor. You can work in the admissions and business office in this, the eye center. There are a ton of different opportunities for you to make some extra money during your time as a student. An awesome new addition since I started my time here at SCO is this back patio. If you're in the mood to grab a bite on a beautiful day like today, hang out with some friends, get some studying done, this is the perfect place to do it. Behind me here, we have the campus bookstore. This is where you're going to get all your equipment that you'll spend in your time here at SCO and beyond. From diagnostic lenses, that huge trial kit that you're going to use a lot of the time, your BIO, all the equipment that you're going to need is going to be resourced through our campus bookstore. They also have, if you ever lose equipment, the equipment that we are going to give you directly is always housed here, so you don't have to find yourself going on different sites to find what you originally had. They also have awesome lenses that you can trial out if you're interested in purchasing a lens, and some really great discounts that you can use too. If you ever want something that reps SCO on it, they also have awesome sweatshirts and t-shirts and all of the fun things that you can have. And you'll be surprised, they have cards, and if you have a headache and some Aleve, whatever you need is going to be resourced here at the bookstore. Here on the first floor, we like to call it the first year hub. You have study rooms almost exclusively used by first and second years, and all of the first year lockers behind me are where you're going to keep the equipment that you're going to use pretty regularly in those really integral labs that you're having your first year. Theory and methods is a big one, our optics lab. All of the first year learning accessories are going to be here, where you'll form a really strong community. You'll learn when it comes to first year, your support system is an integral part of your success. So it's really nice to be in a space with like-minded people who are going through the same experiences as you, along with your professors who have their offices on the other side of the first floor, so you have direct access to them as well. Here in our optics lab is where you'll learn a lot of what you're, again, learning in optics lecture. For me, optics was one of those courses that really terrified me. Optics was not my cup of tea when it came to physics. Really, physics in general was just not it for me. So it was a really awesome experience to take the optics lecture, having someone as great as Dr. Jackson really hone in on the specific concepts, and then come to optics lab where we were able to visualize what we were learning in lecture. Optics is one of those courses that it's so much better to see it visually, for me at least, than to just learn about it on a piece of paper. And those skills and ideas were really honed in here in the optics lab. A course called Theory and Methods is kind of like our Optometry 101 class here at SCO. You learn all of the different skills that you're going to be using once you get out into the real world as a practicing optometrist. From learning how to say the renowned, which looks better 1 or 2 with our phoropter, our slit lamps right here. You work in pairs, one student being the doctor, one student being the patient here in Theory and Methods, and you guys get to bounce different ideas off of each other and really hone in on those integral skills that you need in order to be a practicing physician. The different levels here in the Theory and Methods lab really help see everything that's happening at the front of the classroom. You're in cubicles of 4, all the different slit lamps traditionally change brand from each cubicle, so you have exposure and experience on all the different types of slit lamps and phoropters and chairs even that you can see not only in the eye center when you get to clinic, but in the real world when you're practicing. So a lot of, again, the different things that we learn in Theory and Methods is really integral to the rest of your education. We have 4 semesters of theory, which really then remind you how important it is to have the skills that you need long-term done in this room. The skills you learn in this lab are really important for being an optometrist. So this building in this lab is open the same amount of hours that the library is open. So you can really grab a roommate, grab a friend, and practice most of the hours of the day. What's awesome also is that being a TA is another option, and you'll have a second or third year student as a TA helping you really understand what you're doing. So when you have those practicals and when you're seeing patients, you have a great understanding of what is actually going on. Another great opportunity on the first floor is the fact that your professors that you have for your lectures as a first year have their offices on the first floor right outside of your theory and methods lab. So if you ever want to chat with them about a specific grade you got, a test score, different material that you're learning that you want more insight about, all of their rooms are going to be on this floor, and they have open door policies like you can see. So the door is truly open for you to just walk in if they're not doing anything important and have those questions ready so they can be a resource for you. And finally, a great addition to the first floor is our Dr. Carrie Leibowitz. She is the Director of Academic and Student Services, so she does all of our tutoring services as well. So whether you need tutoring as a first, second, or third year, there's free tutoring provided for you from an upperclassman who also gets paid to do tutoring as a work study. So definitely take advantage of those resources. She's the coordinator for all of those things, but she's also just the mom of the first years and second years. She is a resource for you if you need some building up, if you're being really hard on yourself after a bad test day, or if you need some humbling in some regard, she's going to be that person for you, and she is a really, really awesome resource to have just to be in your back pocket as you go through your time. All right, y'all, we are back on the second floor atrium. Thank you so much for letting me be your guide on this virtual tour. And if you have any additional questions, make sure you contact Student Services here at SCO.